Manchester United 3, Norwich 1. Really pleased that Manchester United have got 3 vital points in kicking them on up the Premier League. Now, we've got goals in the first half from Scott McTominay, and then we missed a penalty. Then Marcus Rashford scored to redeem himself. Then Anthony Martial missed a penalty. So it was an action-packed first half for Manchester United. We should have gone in with a higher scoreline than we did, but to be honest, I would take 2-0 at half-time any day of the week in that game, because Manchester United have been struggling to put teams to bed completely. We've really struggled getting that second goal in games, even when we've been leading, just putting the game to bed, because defensively we've not been brilliant, but we've been okay. We haven't been letting a shitload of goals in, and if we can get that second goal in games, it really will help Manchester United clinch 3 points, I believe, because I don't think that we're going to be letting 2s and 3s in very often this season. I think we're better more defensively than in recent seasons anyway, so if we can get that second goal more often, then it does give Manchester United real opportunity to go on and claim 3 points, and we've got that second goal. The only fact was that we didn't get 3 or 4 because we missed them 2 penalties, which is disappointing. I think we missed 4 out of 6 this season, which just isn't good enough. It really isn't. Manchester United have got to do something about that, really have to. But we did get the third goal in the second half through Anthony Martial, and that really completely killed the game off then. Really pleased to get 3. They did get a consolation goal later on in the game. We've seen Mason Greenwood get some minutes in the second half, and James Garner as well, so that is pleasing for Manchester United as well. That is positivity, but both Rashford and Martial getting on the score sheet today, which is positive, because we need them two scoring a lot of goals this season if Manchester United to kick on and move further up the table. You can't be relying on the likes of Scott McTominay to nick you the odd goal, because he's not that type of player to score goals. Obviously, we're getting a better starting lineup out there now than we did before, with Anthony Martial fully fit and firing. Rashford is starting to if we can get Paul Pogba back in the next few weeks, we should see Manchester United hopefully at least move a bit further up the table and to hopefully challenge for that top 4 places this season still. I mean, it does look a long way off still to challenge. I mean, got to take one step at a time. I mean, we've slightly turned the corner in the last 3 games, because we've got 2 wins and a draw, which is definitely better than Manchester United have done in the rest of the season, to be honest. So hopefully this is a turn in the corner period for Manchester United. We've got some winnable games in the coming weeks, so if Manchester United could hit some form in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we could at least move up the table a bit, and certainly away from that relegation zone, which is what we really want to do. I mean, that would be horrendous being in a relegation battle, but I managed to take Martial off obviously later in the second half for Mason Greenwood, which was great, because Anthony Martial has been out injured for a while, but he's much more of a threat than what we're seeing from the likes of Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata and Pereira, and that he is much more of a threat. So it's good getting him back into the team, because the goal threat just wasn't there when Manchester United were without him in the team, and obviously we've still got to get Pogba back. I would expect a lot of changes for the game against Chelsea in the week, but it is still positivity. I mean, seeing 2 18-year-old kids on in the second half against Norwich, that is positive for me. James Garner and Mason Greenwood do need to get more minutes over the next few months, but if Manchester United can improve on this and go into that Europa League and get a couple more wins, and then we can give some youngsters a chance in that and kick on in the league, things could look a bit more rosier coming up till Christmas. But we've just got to take one step at a time. I mean, it is only 1 win against the team near the bottom of the league, so you can't jump for joy just yet, but at least Manchester United have got the 3 points. That was the main aim of today. So let me know your thoughts on the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.